Hello and welcome to my October grow space tour. A lot has happened in my grow space over the summer. I had a bit of a bug infestation here in my grow space and in my home, and because of that I've had to do a lot of cleaning and moving things around and switching up and upgrading parts of my grow space. So this update will be covered in 3 parts. It will go through my entire collection of orchids once again. I was not able to finish the 4-part series that was my initial grow space tour because my filming got interrupted by the infestation. So hopefully this time around in this October update I will be able to go through all of my orchids here. And so here in front of us I have the Klimt Collection. The Klimt Collection has changed quite a bit since the last time I updated, and so about half of the plants have been changed out and half of the plants have stayed the same. There have been lots of developments, lots of growths in the meanwhile, so I wanted to go ahead and go in one by one and give you the update if you want to come along. Here we have Creme, my Sarcochilus. Creme has done very well since the last time I did my orchid grow space tour. She has had quite a few developments. The first of which is that she has finished maturing this top leaf. This is her stress leaf and it has matured as a very stunted, very small leaf in comparison to her older, more healthy, mature leaves. But she does have this newest little leaf on the way right now. So with a lot of love and attention, hopefully that newest leaf will be closer to the size that it should be for her to put out a flower spike. And also, speaking of flower spikes, the flower spike that she came with has since decided to dry up, yellow, and die off, which means that she's investing that energy elsewhere. I suspect that she is putting that energy into this secondary fan on the side. I'm really excited to see this little growth. It popped up kind of as a surprise to me. I was very happy. I was a little frustrated after she lost the bottom 3 leaves here during the stressful part of her repot. But seeing this new growth fills me with a lot of optimism, and I'm hoping that she will just continue to do well from this point onward, and will not have any more stress, and hopefully will recover quite nicely. Here we have Nani, my Leomycesia lava burst puanani. She has been doing fantastic. She was drinking through her reservoir quite quickly before, and since the last time we've seen her, she has developed this nice newest, biggest pseudobulb. As you can see, it's gotten quite large, and she put out this very beautiful flower spike. I'm really excited. This is her first time blooming ever. This is the first time I will be seeing this flower in bloom. This plant in bloom, and I'm very, very excited. She's looking so super healthy. This leaf is nice and big. The growth is looking super healthy, and so I'm really excited to see her in bloom. She looks like she's gonna start any day now, so I'm really excited. She's got tons of buds on there, so this is quite the development for Nani. She has done such a great job. Next up here we have the Twinkle twins. Both of them are in spike, as you can see. All 3 of their growths, each of them had 3 new growths. All 3 of those growths on both plants have decided to put out flower spikes. So we have 1, 2, 3 here on Sprinkles, and over here on Sunshine we have 1, 2, and 3. So I expect to see lots of flowers from these guys. They're looking fantastic. Sprinkles is definitely the more vigorous of the 2. Her spikes are looking a lot thicker. They're growing a lot quicker. Her leaves are looking fantastic, and the pseudobulbs are plumping up quite nicely. They are developing very quickly, and I'm very happy to say that I expect to see some flowers before the end of the year from these two, I suspect. This one is a little bit smaller plant. Sunshine is a little bit smaller. She's a little bit less vigorous than her sister over there, but regardless, she's looking fantastic, and I am really excited to see how these flower spikes develop. Both of them look fantastic. Next up here we have Coco, my Maxillaria tenuifolia. She's doing really well. She has been doing really well ever since I potted her. She's not an issue orchid at all. She has developed 3 of the 4 growths that she started putting out since the repot. The 4th one has just kind of stalled here in its shorter position, but the other 3 we have, let's see here, we have 1 and 2 and 3. These 3 growths have been doing really well, getting larger and larger by the day. I don't know if I'm gonna get any flower spikes from her. I'm not sure at what stage that would start to reveal itself, but the bulbs themselves looks like they'll be swelling up any day now. The secondary leaves are starting to come up a little bit. I'm not sure what that means. It's been fun to watch this particular plant develop because I don't have any other orchids that have this type of grow pattern, this upwards grow pattern. So it will be fun to look for those spikes. I expect to see some sometime soon just because of how vigorous this plant is. But yeah, Coco's doing really well. I'm glad to say she has adapted to semi-hydro pretty flawlessly. Let me see if I can get to her roots here. Yeah, her roots are doing really well. She's doing great. She has just done so phenomenally well. This came to me as a bare root division, so the fact that she has filled her pot in, just a few months here is really pretty amazing. She is really vigorous, so I'm excited to see how she does. Here we have Velvet, my other Sarcochilus. Velvet has not done too much in terms of new developments. She has just continued to grow her top leaf here that is looking like it's starting to split. And this secondary fan here, her top leaf has gotten quite large. It's her newest leaf, so I'm happy to see that development. But other than that, she hasn't really done anything new, and so hopefully she'll just keep growing, and maybe I'll get a new set of flower spikes from her next year. Let's see. Scarlet, my Miltoniopsis, is doing very well. She is my Miltoniopsis, let me get it up here, Burtfield leash. And so since repotting, she has adapted to semi-hydro very quickly, and over the last few months has actually done a lot. She has developed this new growth quite a bit. It looks like it will be her biggest new bulb yet. I'm very excited to say. And she does have a second lead down here that is also growing by the day. That one is looking fantastic as well. And so I'm really excited to see how these 2 bulbs develop and how they will mature. This little growth right here popped up the same time this one did. As you can see, this bulb decided to mature this one as opposed to this one. This one might get some energy someday later in the future, but for now she's just deciding to grow those 2 leads right now. And with any luck, since the temperatures will be dropping here on in as we go deeper into our autumn and fall season in Southern California, those bulbs will only grow and grow, and this plant will hopefully, with any luck, flower for me this winter. I think she will be happy enough, and her root system, which is looking fantastic, will be established enough that she will give me some flowers. She has held on to this flower spike here on the back. She came with this flower spike. I believe it was this plant's very first flower spike, her very first blooming. It has since stalled since coming into my care. She hasn't developed it. It hasn't gotten bigger, but it hasn't yellowed and dried off either. So I'm curious to see what she will do with that. I'm going to keep an eye on that spike, but otherwise this plant is doing great. She is looking fantastic. This particular Miltoniopsis is just really happy in semi-hydro, so I'm very glad to see that she's doing so well. Here we have Carmela, my Oncidessa Little Dragon Carmela. I wanted to call it a Baptistidium again, but it is not a Baptistidium. It is now an Oncidessa. But she has been developing quite nicely. She was stalled for a really long time, but finally her new growth has given way and started swelling up to a new pseudobulb, as you can see here. She's developing that pseudobulb very nicely. I'm unsure if I'm going to get any sort of flower spike from her, from this bulb. If I do, it will be a very exciting development. If not, then I'm happy to wait. I really don't expect, when just because she went through so much stress from the repot, she's been through a lot this year, so I imagine that she might need to recover a little bit more before she decides to put out a flower spike. But if she does, I will be very excited. But yeah, she's drinking through her reservoir now, and she seems to be on her way to recovery, and so I don't have to worry about her anymore. She's doing great. The new additions to the Klimt collection. This right side of the collection is housing my Neophanetias, all of my Neophanetias, and one Phalaenopsis here on the side, one miniature Phalaenopsis in the low light. So let me go ahead and take you in one by one with my Neophanetias. Here we have Dove, my very first Neophanetia. She's doing very well, adapting to her new position here in the Klimt collection. She is just trucking along, doing her thing. She does have a little nubbin here, if you can see that. That is a little nubbin that looks like a new flower spike on the way. So it looks like I'm gonna get flowers from her twice this year if that one continues to develop. And I think I will get those probably by the end of the year. I'm very excited. And over here, Canary. Canary is my yellow Neophanetia Kuhu. She's doing pretty well. Hasn't developed much in terms of new growths or anything like that, but she is continuing to grow in this new leaf here. And so I don't know when I'll be getting any flowers from her, but I have a little root growth here. So she's adapting. She's getting used to her environment still. We're gonna keep letting her adapt. Over here, this is Flamingo. Flamingo is my pink Neophanetia. She is my Neophanetia Falcata Beni Suzumi. There we go, Beni Suzumi. And so this one actually has quite a bit of development for me. She's finally very happy in her pot, it seems like, because if I can get in here, she's got a couple of nubbins for me. There we go. So that nubbin here to the left, that is a flower spike. And we have another one here, oops, on the right as well here at the base. So let me see if I can, there we go, yeah, so there you can see. So we got two little nubbins there that are developing very, very slowly. Let's see if she continues to develop or if she's a little stressed from the repot. Let's see, but she seems to be doing well. Those nubbins definitely weren't there when I first got this plant. So I'm very excited to see how she does with that. I would love to see those pink blooms. We got a little root tip over here. As you can see, she's in active growth. So I hope I get some blooms from her. And here to the left, my latest Neophanetia Falcata acquisition. This is Tarocco. Tarocco was a gift from my friend Peter, who gets quite a few of my orchids for me, and he got Tarocco during the Neophanetia Falcata like conference, I guess they had here in Southern California. I believe it was at Santa Barbara. So this one was picked up for me. He is a green Neophanetia Falcata. This one is the, I believe it is Tosa Midori. There we go, yeah, Tosa Midori. So this one is very big, bushy, very big individual, as you can see with these two fans. Not so bushy, but very big, very healthy. Came in flower with tons of little flower spikes, and actually is starting to put out a new flower spike for me, as you can see from that little nubbin. That's very exciting. And another exciting development there in the center, you can see I've got a new fan on the way. So Tarako is super happy. That little nubbin just popped up out of nowhere last week. I'm so excited to see that Tarako is adapting to my semi-hydro environment very, very well, and is even putting out that flower spike. So hopefully that won't drain the plant of too much energy. I hope that fan continues to develop, and I'm so excited to see where that one goes. Here is Cielo, one of my Neo-Phoenicia hybrids. This is a Reninetia and Neo-Phoenicia hybrid, and she is a Reninetia Sunrise. I covered her in my Santa Barbara Orchid Haul video, in which I explain about Cielo and Camino over here. These two are seedling plants that happen to be together in the same pot when I purchased her, and so now I have two beautiful Reninetia Sunrises. So this one has not done a lot in terms of development since the Orchid Haul video. She has continued to develop that top leaf here, and is drinking through her pot okay. She looks pretty good. I don't see any signs of stress or anything like that, and in fact I do see a little beautiful root tip color here. Oh, that's such a beautiful color. We have a nice little root tip coming out there. So hopefully she will start adapting to semi-hydro without too much trouble. Over here in the center, in glorious spike, here is Blue Jay. Blue Jay has had a very exciting development, as you can see, since the last time I filmed her. She has decided to put out these two flower spikes. One of which was aborted. As you can see, it did not develop, and she continued to develop this one here on the right. So these actually popped up at the same time, only this one has decided to grow and grow and grow, and it's looking fantastic. Oh, it looks super beautiful, nice and juicy. She is continuing to grow this top leaf here. It is maturing, so I'm excited. Blue Jay is adapting to semi-hydro really, really well, without a lot of fuss at all. So I'm excited to see how those flowers will look. It'll be her first respike for me since coming into my care. And over here we have Camino, my other Reninetia Sunrise. She is the smaller of the two. She's doing okay as well. I do have a little bit of yellowing here and this top leaf. I'm not really sure why. I thought maybe it was sunburn perhaps. So I switched her with Cielo, who seems to be doing better. So I'm hoping that will subside, but I do see that it's sticky down in the center. I think it might be some happy sap that is maybe causing a little bit of rotting issue. I'm not sure. I don't see any actual rot, but this yellowing is a little disconcerting. I'm going to keep an eye on Camino and see how this yellowing continues, but hopefully it will subside and she'll just keep growing this top leaf, and she won't have too much stress. And last but not least, here in the Klimt collection, this is Kitten. She is my Phalaenopsis lobii var pink, and she is my micro mini Phalaenopsis species here. She is not going to really get much bigger than this. Now this is one of the plants that I had over in my window collection when my window collection was filmed initially, and she had kind of stalled since the last time that I really saw any development from her. She developed this left leaf in my care. This is her brand new leaf, and it is the same size of her old leaf, so I thought perhaps she was doing okay, but she hasn't really done anything since then. She hasn't put out any new leaves. I don't see any new root growth from her, so I'm a little worried. So I decided to put her here in the Klimt collection because the grow light here is very steady, and will supply her with a very steady, very constant light source, and will help her recover. And when she's more established, perhaps I will put her back in the window collection where it's a bit warmer. But for now, I like to be able to see her from the top here. She's a very small plant, so I want to make sure she's developing okay. And so yeah, she hasn't really done much, but hopefully she will do better here now that she is in the Klimt collection. So I'll be keeping an eye on her here. She'll stay here for as long as I decide not to get another Neo-Phoenicia. If I get one more Neo-Phoenicia, it'll probably go right here with the rest of my Neos. But for now, Kitten can stay here. She can just spend some time here. Alright, so that is it as far as my Klimt collection goes. Those are the major developments, growths, and changes. I will be posting the second part of this 3-part growth space tour of October soon, but it will be a fairly long video, I imagine, because it will be going over the biggest change in my grow collection, which is the window collection. The window collection is completely changed. It looks nothing like its old setup. I got brand new shelving. I moved tons of plants around. I'm no longer growing a light in that window. I'm using just the window and the sunlight. So it will be an exciting video. It's a really beautiful shelving unit, and it's a really beautiful setup. I'm really excited about how it looks and how it's just like a highlight of my home now. It's really beautiful. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. I hope you guys will enjoy that next video, and I hope you enjoyed this one too. And so go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your plants, and I hope you guys show your orchids the love you guys need to get them to